Happy Wednesday, everyone. We have a cardio, mobility, and stretch class today. So we're going to be focusing most of our efforts on the good old heart and lungs, our cardio, our conditioning. Starting off with a warm-up, of course, and moving into a couple circuits today that will be using some equipment in one of the circuits specifically. So I have dumbbell options, band options, and then today at the very end of the class, and obviously if you don't have any of the above, you'll need a towel. We're going to be doing some stretching with this towel or belt, tether, something along these lines, which we'll talk about when we get there. So let's start you guys off with a warm-up. Another thing I want to note is that I'm wearing shoes. We are going to be doing some jumping around. You guys are going to be higher impact, so you'll want to wear those. So let's start off turning around at the front of our mat. We're going to be stepping back into a lunge, extending both of our arms over our head, alternating these guys, going for 20 total, 10 on each side to start. So nice exhale as we go down, inhale as we come up, trying to open up the hip in the front, the chest, the shoulders, and we're doing 20 of those. Love the wet, so nice strong and straight arms, 90 degrees at both of our knees, and we are counting, doing 20 reps total. Okay, so we'll get through 20 of those and alternating 10 per side. Once you guys are done, we're going to get ourselves into a squat stance. So I have my feet a little bit wider than my hips, a slight angle out in my toes. I shall sit down into a squat and get my hands as low as I can. Now on this first rep, I'm just going to hold on to my shins. I'll try to straighten out my legs as much as I can, get back down into that squat, and then stand and send those arms above my head. So we go down, straighten, bend, and stand up. That would be 2 for me, be 1 for you. We're doing 10 total, trying to tap into mobilizing our hamstrings. So trying to stretch these guys out slightly, but not spending too long in that stretch, just getting the butt back down and then standing up and out of it. So as you go through these reps, you'll be able to get lower, maybe eventually getting your hands on the floor. Maybe, not necessary, but we'll go as close as we can. So we'll get through 10 of those total. Okay, so once you guys are done 10, we are going down onto the floor into a bird dog position. So we're on our hands and knees, shoulders over the wrists, hips over the knees. We've been here before, and we're here again. I have my toes into the floor, so gripping the toes into the floor. I will extend right arm and left leg, and then just slightly reach them out to the side, center them, bring them back in, and then switch sides. Little reach out, and then switch sides. So same idea with alternating here. I'm doing right side, and then left side, little reach, and then center. So we'll do 20 total, 10 on each side. And not too much reach, but just enough to kind of throw off your core, your balance, the movement a little bit. So I kick out and then just a slight reach and then bring it back in. So we'll do 20 of those total. And don't go anywhere because you gotta stay down there. I have to double check though. So 20 reps. Once you guys are done, we're now going to flatten out our toes on the floor like so. So I don't have them gripping into the floor like this. And I'm going to extend one leg up to the side all the way as high as I can raise it, and then kick it all the way back as high as I can raise it, and then lower it down. Lift to the side, into the kickback, and then lowering down. That's 2. Going to do 10 on this side. So I know I'm wearing black, it's kind of hard to see, but I'm lifting up. You see, I don't really get so high on this one, but as I kick back and transition, my knee will lift up, but I want to keep this hip down nice and tight so I feel my butt doing the work. So we'll do 10 of those on each side. The side into the kickback and down equals 1 rep. So it's kind of a whole sequence we got going on there. So we'll do that on both sides. This one should really warm you up. You guys should be feeling quite challenged by this, and this is us tapping into the hip mobility, and that's our own body's ability to move our joint through a specific range of motion. So that's why we're practicing not lifting up and rotating our hips like a dao. We want to keep that hip down and make the leg and the butt do the work, so we can really get the benefit of that hip mobility. So we're doing other side, 10. Whew. That one will warm you up. And then we're gonna stand up to the top. Whew. So do both sides, you guys. Take your sweet time. Then we're gonna stand back up. We're gonna do a second set. So after that first one, that step back lunge. A little different on the second set. As we step back, we're going to add one turn in towards the knee, center, and then come back up to the top. So down, one turn, center, to the top, 20, 2-0, alternating though, of course, 10 per side. Yes, I see Darcy's got her sister today again. Whoop whoop. Get it in. So that little turn, nice intentional turn happening through the torso, not through the knee, through the hips, anything like that. Arms stay straight, chest is high, 20. So moving on, once we're done that one, we're going into our second set of these squats. So we're sitting down to a squat, maybe getting a little bit lower on the second set, maybe getting our legs a little bit straighter, but still not forcing anything and just working within the range of motion that we have. So maybe you can't quite get as straight, that's okay. And for those of you with some sensitive knees, you can always do this one with your hands on your knees, like this, which will make you not sit as low, which makes this a very safe knee movement. So we'll do 10 of these guys total. Again, trying to see if we can get a little deeper into the squat, a little higher up with the hips. Someone once referred to these as stripper squats. Maybe you know why, because you're kind of sticking your butt up in the air. So that's what we want to happen in these. So we're doing 10 of those. It's our final set of them. And then we're going down back onto the floor for our second set of these bird dogs. The bird dogs. The ones that probably got you nice and warm real quick. So 10 reps of those squats, and then we'll slowly make our way down onto the floor here. So I'm going to start off the same as we did last time there, with my toes kind of gripping into the floor here. A little different on the second set, same idea. We're going to go a little bit slower on the second set here as we extend, and I'm going to reach out and hold now for 1, 2, center, and then bring it back in and switch sides. So 1, 2, center, and then bring it in and switch. So I'm adding in time out here when I have my arm and leg moved away, 2 seconds of it, and then bringing it in. And an honest 2 seconds, 1, 2. If you're super fast at counting, maybe count to 3 so that you get that holding benefit of that bird dog. This one is way harder than it looks, especially with this little holding addition here. So, excuse me, if you're feeling that way, don't be surprised. Try your best to really pull your belly button in, keep your body as stable as possible. And then, when you guys are done, we are going to stand up again to the top, to the end of our mat, for our last part of our warm-up. It's going to take us to the end of the warm-up, to the beginning of the workout. Yay. So once we're done that, again, 10 of those per side, we're going to stand up and now come to the very end of our mat, going into a walkout situation. So we have soft knees, hips going to go back to have our legs stay straight, knees soft. We'll walk down to the bottom. When you guys get down here, we're going to lift up our hips and walk out our heels. So I'm bending one leg at a time, and I'll count out 4 of these. So 2 on each side. And then we're coming back down into the plank, and we'll walk ourselves up to the top. That was 1 rep. We're doing 10 of them, and then we shall be very warm and ready to start this workout, these circuits that we're going through. So again, hips up, I'm shooting onto my toes. I'm bending one knee at a time, dropping the opposite heel, trying to get a bit of a stretch through my calves, down into the plank, and then walk up to the top. So these ones are gonna take you guys a hot minute. They just take a while. So take your time with them. We're doing 10 of them total. Slow and controlled, especially when you are walking out your calves, your heels. You don't want to be doing anything fast down there. Just take it nice and slow, you guys. 10 of them. And then it's time. No more counting. Just me. I count your rounds, but it's actually set on the timer, so not too bad. All right, you guys. So let's do our thing here. Let's get 10 of these in. You guys can grab a quick sip of water when you are done. Shall be warm. I hope so. Okay, guys. So as we come to an end on those, and we're grabbing a little bit of water there, taking a couple of those nice deep breaths, getting ourselves mentally prepared to start the first circuit that we're going to do. So today we're doing 2 circuits. We're following the same time format that we've been following over the past couple weeks here. That's in our program for today, which is our 60 and 30 time intervals. So we're going to have 3 exercises followed by a little bout of rest. 60 seconds for the first one, 30 seconds for the second one, 60 seconds for the third one, and then 30 seconds of rest. So we're going to go through the exercises for this first circuit, which is the lateral circuit, and it's body weight. So you guys do not need any equipment. We're going to be working strictly with our body weight. I'm going to start off showing you guys the higher impact versions, and then I will of course follow up with my lower impact for my peeps who don't jump. So we have a lateral ski hop that's going to happen first up for the first 60 seconds. So we're in a much more narrow stance than our squat, and I'm going to sit myself down into like a deadlift position where I'm sticking my butt out, arms go down, and then I'm going to jump 2 feet so they leave and land, and I travel a little bit to the side here, getting about 5 to 6 of these hops in the distance of my mat, and then I'll start to go back. So this is going to be you guys for 60 seconds. For those of you who do not jump, we're going to sit down and you can shoot up onto your toes. Ooh, balance. Too much power. So you can shoot up onto your toes, do 2, and then step to the side. So this is going to be you guys, my non-jumping peeps. So that is going to be our first 60 seconds, okay? Next one is going to be a lateral bunny hop. So we're going to have 2 feet together, and we're going to hop our feet side to side, like so, like bunnies. Low impact, we're going to go forward and backward, just as we did if we had those 2 lines there. We'll talk about that when we get there. Last one, lateral bounce. Very simple. We've been here before. So 60 seconds is going to take us to the end, and then we're going to have a 30-second rest period and do it 5 times, okay? First one and then 4 more on top of it. So we're going to start off with that very first one that I showed you guys, your lateral ski hops. You guys ready? Set. Let me make sure my beep's on. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So narrow position, 2 feet leave, 2 feet land. Nice soft landing. Again, for those of you who do not jump, we're up onto the toes twice, and then you can take a step to the side. Let's go. Yes. 30 seconds. You guys are halfway through this first one. So really do pace yourself. You're going to find out quickly, aka in this first round, what you want your pace to be for the next few. The goal here is to maintain something for this entire amount of time and all these working periods of time. 10 seconds left. You guys got this. There we are. Let's go. And now in 3, 2, 1, feet together, and we're gonna jump our feet side to side. So again, if you're low impact, we have wide feet, and we're gonna step our feet in and out of our 2 imaginary lines, going through these quick feet. Yes. Let's go, you guys. Come on. 10 seconds left of this one. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. 3, 2, all right, lateral bound. So last one, we're loading up that leg, trying to lead with our opposite arm, keeping our chest up. For low impact, we're taking a nice wide step and just tapping our foot on the outside, trying to move quickly, intentionally. Let's go, you guys. Woo! We need that open. Halfway. So again, pacing ourselves so that we can maintain the next 20 seconds. We need you with us. So do something, even if you need to slow down, that's okay, but do not stop. 15 seconds left. Let's go, let's go. Good work, you guys, breathe. Come on, finish up strong here. Couple more. 3, 2, 1. And now we are resting for 30 seconds. So you guys are walking, breathing, moving, drinking water. We're gonna take this time here to think about how that felt. Woo! We're gonna go through 4 more sets, and then we are done this circuit. We have 1 more after this one, and the hardest part of the workout is done. Woo! So in 10 seconds, we're gonna start our second set, starting off again with that very first one. Here we are again, our lateral ski hops. So get into formation, narrow stance, and let's do it. So we're trying our best to stay facing forward, and we're traveling in that lateral motion. So we're trying to have both our feet lead and land at the same time. Let's go, you guys. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And we're pacing ourselves here so that we can keep on keeping on for 30 more seconds. You know what I'm going to be using this a lot for today? The sweat. It's hot in here. 20 seconds left. Let's go. So again, when in doubt, just keep moving in these squats to heel lifts. Let's go. 10 more seconds left. You guys got it. Yes. 3, 2, 1. Right into our lateral bunny hops. Let's go. So if you're low impact, you can move the arms to help make this a little bit harder. Simply move your feet faster, and that's 100% on you. And you got 10 seconds left to get this going on. So let's go. Good job, you guys. It's wet. Starting our lateral bounce in 3, 2, here we go. So same idea with this one as those lateral ski hops. We want to try our best to stay facing forward and jump ourselves sideways without turning our shoulders or rotating our body as much as we can. Good job, you guys. Let's go. Just over halfway. We got this. When in doubt, curtsy lunge it out. Don't stop moving though. That's the goal. There we are. Let's do this, you guys. 20 more seconds of it. And we're gonna have that nice 30-second rest period that we're anticipating. 10 more seconds though. Let's do this. Come on. Go right to the end. 3, 2, 1, and now we rest. Nice work, you guys. So most likely right now you're feeling quite hot and heavy. So I would highly suggest you to keep moving around your space that you have, which maybe is not a lot like me, that's okay. But by keeping moving here, we're gonna keep our heart rate up, but not get us to a point where we start to feel sick, like it's too much. So drink water, 10 more seconds of this, and we're gonna start our third of 5 sets. Okay, so this is gonna take us more than halfway. We're starting right now. Let's do this. There we go. So as I go up, my arm's kind of cut off, but I'm trying to extend my arms straight above my head as I go up, and then I land with them right back down in that same position that I started in. And by having to coordinate my arms, I simply am just involving more muscles, more coordination, more brain involvement, which in turn makes everything a lot more challenging. I'm gonna get more benefit from it. So try to keep those arms coordinated. You guys are halfway there. Woo! 20 seconds left. There you go. So if you're getting tired, just don't sit your butt so low. You can keep moving in those lateral side steps. If you want to make this a bit harder, you got 10 seconds left. Get your ass down there and sit as low as you can. We're almost there. 3, 2, 1. Nice work, you guys. So moving on to those lateral bunny hops. Let's do this. So for these ones, kind of keeping my arms to the side here. You can keep your arms wherever you want. I find this is like the most, this position allows me to be in the most control. But if you want to have your arms down here or out here, it really does not matter for this one, okay? Just keep moving. 3, 2, lateral bounds. Let's go. So super high pace through this circuit. The goal here is, again, to keep you guys moving, to keep your heart rate up, basically for this entire circuit, which takes 15 minutes total, which we're halfway. We got 7 minutes on my timer left, which means we're halfway through this circuit. So let's finish up this third round strong as we can. We only have to do this 2 more times. Halfway, you guys. 30 seconds. There you go. So we're breathing, using that exhale as we're struggling. We're exhaling and pushing ourselves out of that bound. 15 more seconds. Don't think about it, just keep going. There we go. Yes, almost there. 2 more. 3, 2, 1. Rest. Nice job, you guys. Okay, deep breaths. Moving. H2O. 2 more sets. And we are done this circuit. No more squat jumps, no more lateral ski hops. We're gonna get it all in right now, but we have to do it 2 more times, nice and strong. And we will take a couple minutes before we start our second circuit. That second circuit is the last circuit. So let's try to be strong here. Ready? Let's go. Trying to give all of our energy here on this set and our next set. We're nice and warm, our body knows what's going on, so we can really start to tap in and push ourselves. On the flip side of that, you're probably getting more tired, body's a little bit more exhausted, which means even just maintaining is going to give you guys great benefits. So try not to slow down, continue doing what you did on those first 3 sets. Halfway there. When in doubt, just do not stop moving. Let's go. 2 feet leave, 2 feet land. Yup. 20 seconds. Good work, you guys. We have 10 seconds left. Let's do this. Like 3 more of these, and we will be there. Onto the bunny hops. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So right into them. No time in between. We're getting right going into these. The higher impact, the lower impact. We are moving. Let's go, you guys. Harder you push yourself right now, the more you're going to get out of this entire circuit. So let's try our best to pick it up. 10 more seconds. There we are. And lateral bounds. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Woo! Second last set, you guys. Let's get this in. Yes, use those arms. And staying looking forward, chest is forward. We are so close, you guys. Halfway there. 30 seconds left for these bounds. A little rest period. 1 more set. I just have to do this 1 more time after this one. We can handle this. 20 seconds left. There we go. Keep it moving, you guys. Finishing just as strong as you started in this round. 10 seconds left. Let's try to go for 3 more on each side. Go, you gotta push yourself on these though. Come on now. 3, 2, 1. And now you can rest for 30 seconds. And then we're gonna do our final round. Here we are. I know 5 sounds like a lot. Maybe it is a lot, but we are almost there. We gotta do 1 more, just as strong as those first 4. And we're gonna take 2 minutes of rest. Nice 2-minute rest period before we do our second and last circuit. Yay! Okay, so you guys are starting your final set in 5 seconds. So you best get ready. Get set, ready or not, let's go. So we're trying to exhale and use our breath in our favor to help produce a more powerful jump, more explosive jump, but we're controlling what's happening on the way down as we land. We're trying to land softly, not making any noise as you're jumping, moving quickly. Let's go, you guys. 30 seconds. You only have to do this one for 30 more seconds, and we are done it. Yes. I think that you can get there and back 2 more times, but I think that you have to push yourself. Yep, so you got 15 seconds left. Let's go. 10 seconds. Good work, you guys. Moving on in 3, 2, 1. Yes. Let's go. So into those lateral hops. Let's move our feet as quickly as we can for 20 more seconds. Let's do it. Woo! 10 seconds, you guys. Come on now. All right, we have the lateral bounce starting 3, 2, 1. Last set, you guys. Let's do this. Opposite arms. Always having to think about that. Opposite legs. Trying to land again softly on this one. Absorbing with the lunge on that leg. Trying to get as low as we can. And use that leg to push ourselves off to the other side. 30 seconds left. If you're not going to make it, don't sit so low and just keep working a little faster in those bounds. It'll be a bit more manageable for you to maintain, because that's what I need all of you to do right now. It's just do something. 20 more seconds left. Something that's going to push yourself. Make you feel hella accomplished when you finish this round. You got 15 seconds to get there. Let's go. Let's go. Don't think about it. Just go. Yep. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Nice job, you guys. Okay, so water break, walk it off. Amazing work. I'm gonna literally set a timer because y'all know I'll ramble on for 2 minutes. Started. Where we're gonna rest right now. 2 minutes. Kind of let our heart rate come down. Grab water. You still probably feel quite like your heart rate is up, and we're going to start our next circuit. So I'm going to take the next minute and a half here to explain. We're following the same format in terms of time and techniques that we did on that first circuit. So new exercises though, incorporating some equipment, optional of course. First one, dumbbells, if you have them. Bring them out, bring them out. We're going to hold them up here. Yep, working with our 90-degree hold with our leg lifts. So if you do not have dumbbells, you can hold your band, yep, or your towel across, keeping your arms up in this 90-degree position. So that's going to be the first minute. You guys are going to spend 60 seconds doing that one. Second one, I truly want a star jump. Y'all know these ones are pretty damn hard though, and obviously don't work for our lower impact friends. So what we can do instead is jumping jacks, or our lower impact jumping jack where we tap our toes, okay? So that's gonna be our 30 seconds. Last one, we're down on the floor, plank position, pulling our dumbbell through. If you guys were here last week, whew, welcome back. We are here again. So we're gonna have our dumbbell on the floor, plank, and I pull the dumbbell pick it up and put it down on the other side. That's gonna be our last minute. And then of course, we follow this with that 30-second rest period. That doesn't feel like much, but it is enough to get us okay to be able to do this 5 times. So we're gonna do the first one and then repeat 4 more. You guys ready? As ready as you're ever gonna be? So we are starting in 10 seconds. And my timer is already set. So grab onto your weights. We're gonna start off with that first one, the 90-degree hold with the leg lifts. So today we're just standing in place. If you guys were here last week, we did this in a lateral fashion. We're just gonna be standing in place, lifting up our knees one at a time for 1 minute. Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So if you guys are working with the band, we want tension on the band. So we're pulling that band apart and keeping our elbows at 90 degrees. If you look forward, the dumbbells and or the band should be eye level. So we want your eyes to be between your wrists. And we're trying to work this. We want to make this a little harder. If you do have access to a stronger band, it will absolutely influence how hard this is. Same thing with the dumbbells. If you were to grab a heavier set of dumbbells, it's gonna be harder. So in this one, we're trying to move with control rather than great speed and power and explosiveness. So I want you guys to be in control when you're lifting up your legs. We're trying not to have any sort of bending or rounding happening in our back or our knees. Just trying to keep everything nice and tight. All right, you guys, 3, 2, and we're gonna put those down. Moving on to our, again, star jumps, if you can handle these, or our jumping jacks. Okay, for my low impact brains, you guys are gonna tap and jack. So with this one, we really don't wanna push ourselves here. We are nice and warm. Our body is ready to work, whether you like it or not. So for 5 more seconds, give it all you got. Going to move on to the last one. Plank position, starting right now. So we really do have to hustle on the transition time, getting on and off the floor. So we talked about this a lot last week. The wider the feet, the easier. The more narrow the feet, the harder. The goal in this one is to control that tilting or shifting that's happening in your hips. So if you can't do that, let's try widening up your feet until you find a position that you can do that. And then we'll try to hold it there and move through this to avoid this big tilt shift that happens in the hips. We want to keep that all tight. And you guys have 20 seconds. So when in doubt, just hold that high plank position and breathe. 15 seconds. Yes. Stay with us now. Good work, you guys. 3, 2, 1. Now we rest for 30 seconds. Amazing job. Okay, so I would suggest to stand up so we can again kind of keep moving, keep breathing, grabbing a little bit of water maybe. You guys have 20 seconds still before we're going to start our second of 5 sets. We're going to do 4 more. Don't think about that yet. Let's just get through these. All right, you guys, picking up your weights, your band, whatever you are using, starting in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. So we're trying to keep our core tight, the dumbbells and that band in that fixed position where it does not move, and we're trying to pull the hands apart if you're using the band. We want tension, pulling that band apart the entire time, and yeah, you're gonna feel your shoulders. They're gonna burn like crazy. That's part of the deal on this one. 30 more seconds, but this is the kind of burn that we can work through. Now, if you are not gonna make it for whatever reason, you can't work through it, I don't want you to put those dumbbells or those hands down. Just rest the dumbbells on your shoulders. Take a quick memento of breath and then put them back up. Keep going, because I know you can keep going. Sometimes you just have to kind of force yourself, make your body do it. It's your brain that doesn't want to do it. 5 more seconds, get them up there. 3, 2, 1. All right, you guys, on to our star jumps. So again, I'm kind of getting cut off. My arms are straight above my head, as straight as I can get them, of course. And that is for the jumping jack or the star jump. I want to reach them above my head as much as I can for the jacks or the jumps. Let's go. 10 seconds. Let's do this. 3, 2, down you go, plank position, pulling that dumbbell through. Get down there quick. The up and the down is part of the workout. So let's hustle when we do it and get into it. So that nice strong plank position, pulling that dumbbell through to the other side, picking it up, putting it down. Okay, if you guys are working with your without dumbbells, we can work with our shoulder tap or simply just tap where that dumbbell would be. And you're gonna get the feeling that your hips wanna kind of move, which means you are doing this right. So 20 more seconds, let's get it. Good work, you guys, breathe through this one. 10 seconds. Whoop, whoop, whoop. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Amazing job. Okay, 30 seconds. Rest right now. Whew. 3 more times, and then we are done. Like, we're done the hard part of the workout. We're gonna be doing a little bit of mobility, stretching on the floor after we are done this circuit. We gotta do it. Again, a few more times. All right, you guys, starting in 5 seconds. So let's get ready. Grab your weights band, put them up. Let's go. On to our 3rd set. So we're trying in this one to avoid that kind of shifting, that rocking side to side, which is easier said than done. Really comes down to pulling in our core and stabilizing through our abs. And again, just thinking about it, thinking about not having that shift side to side, but rather controlling it. And if you do that, you're gonna feel work in your hips in places that you probably wouldn't feel it if you weren't controlling that. It takes work in your body to control that sway. So you have 20 seconds left to see if you can tighten it up or at least keep it in the same position as now. Breathe into this. 10 more seconds, you guys. You got this. All right. And time. Jacks, let's go. Let's do this. Try and move as quickly as possible. We know the drill, especially with jumping jacks. You really gotta move your body, move your feet, move your arms in order to get this one to be challenging. So let's go. You got under 10 seconds. Let's do this. Getting down into a plank in 3, 2, right now. Let's go. So down we go. We have that dumbbell close. Now we pull it through, trying to engage our core, squeeze our butt, squeeze our legs, so that we don't have too much tilting in the hips. Now a little bit might happen, that's okay, but eventually we'll work our way to not allowing that to happen. 30 more seconds. Nice job, you guys. Ooh, breathe through this one. There we go, 15 seconds left. So we'll try to pull it through a couple more times to each side, taking a sweet time. Again, focusing more on that control. 5 seconds. Let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Rest for 30 seconds. And you guys, we are more than halfway. Yay! I mean, we've been more than halfway, but through this circuit, we have 2 more sets that we need to do. Woohoo! And then we are done. We're gonna cool down and stretch. Maybe the best part. Maybe the part you've been looking forward to. So 10 more seconds now to regroup, breathe. Pick up your dumbbells though, because we need to start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Set number 4. So we're going to do this one. We have 1 more to do after this one. So we'll try to push ourselves here, moving quickly in this one, but with control over speed. I don't want you guys moving so fast that you're, rocking, your dumbbells are moving. Everything should be still, and then we can try to build up on the pace with that nice, proper technique. 30 more seconds. There you go. If you're working with that band, pull your hands apart. Try to keep your elbows in, but hands can come apart, and you're gonna feel that in your shoulders a lot. 20 seconds left. Yes, keep going. 10 seconds, guys. We have this. There we go. 3, 2, 1. Second one. Let's get into it. Woo! Punch the wall. So let's work as hard as we can here. 20 seconds left, you guys. We got this one, the plank, one more set. Done. Let's do it. 10 seconds left. There we are. 3, 2, down you go. Plank position. Let's get it. Get down there as quickly as you can. And we are at least going to hold the plank, trying our best to incorporate those pull-throughs as we go through this set, in which we have 45 seconds left of. So we are pacing ourselves. There you go. So focus on nice deep breaths. Every time you move that dumbbell, we're exhaling with it. There we are. Let's do it, you guys. 20 seconds left. Yes. So focusing on controlling your hips. 10 more seconds, especially now. Getting tired, but you can do this. 5 more seconds, and you're gonna have a nice little rest period right now. We're gonna take 30 seconds to rest and recover. And then do it one more time, you guys. And then we are done. We're going to nice little cool down, let our heart rate come down, and then finish off with some nice static stretching, those holding stretches that we love so much. We gotta do this last round. It starts in 10 seconds. So let's pick up our weights. Because before you know it, this timer is gonna go off. I want you to be ready to start right now. Let's go. Final set, you guys. This is it. 60 seconds on this one. 30, 60, and then we are done this circuit. We are done the cardio for today, this Wednesday. So let's try our best to push ourselves right now. There you go. Good job. 30 seconds left. You are halfway through this one. So again, we're trying to have as much control as possible and progressively build up on how fast you're going while maintaining that control. See what you can do in the last 20 seconds that we have right now. Yes, make sure those arms stay lifted. Shoulders are burning, but you're not thinking about it. You're trying to go quickly with your legs. 10 seconds left. Now you're starting to think about your shoulders. Breathe through it. You guys got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put them down. Moving on to our star jumps, our jumping jacks. Last set of them. Let's go as hard as we can. You guys, come on now. 20 seconds left. No matter what you're doing, I want you moving quickly, whether it's the jumping jacks, the star jumps, the low impact ones. Let's move our feet and arms. Come on, you guys. Go. Right till you hear this beep. Woo! All right, get down there. Last one, the plank position with that dumbbell pull through, and it has started. So let's get down and let's do it. Last time that you are here, you guys. We're giving it all we got, trying our best to be in as much control as possible in this plank. That is our goal. We're trying to throw in that dumbbell pull through as much as we can while maintaining that control with our hips. 30 seconds left. We got this. Yes, let's do it, let's do it. Nice work, you guys. Breathe. We got 15 seconds. You got this. Stay up there. Do not let your knees go down. You only have to be here for 5 more seconds, so take a deep breath. You will be done in 3, 2, 1, and time. Nice job, you guys. Okay, we're gonna stand up. Woo! I've set another timer here for 2 minutes, which we're gonna take the next 2 minutes, cannot talk, to rest and to recover. Let our heart rate come down a little bit, which you're probably feeling like you need right now after that. So, good job, you guys. So we'll take some time right now to just kind of keep moving, grabbing water, taking some deep breaths. Hopefully you guys feel good, you feel worked. That was like straight 30 minutes of cardio that we just did right there. Of course, we broke it up into 2 15-minute circuits, but yeah, we're gonna have a nice endorphin release. If you're not feeling it now, you will, in a bit when you kind of recover after we're done our stretch. So as you guys start to cool down, you're breathing, you start to feel like you can hold down a conversation again. We can start to stretch out our upper body here, just moving our arms behind our back, reaching them behind our back here, incorporating just a quick upper body stretch into this. We're going to be focusing mostly on our lower body mobility. We're going to do some hip stuff for the front and the back. So not so much our upper body. So we're going to start off with just going right into this static stretching where we're holding this stretch for our upper body. And I like this one because you can kind of do it while you're still recovering. If you still feel like, you can't hold down that combo, feel like you need to take a moment, you can keep moving while you do this one. So we can hold that one there and then transition into this one where we interlace our fingers and spread our shoulder blades and hold this one here for about 20 seconds, which will take us to that 2-minute mark, which means you guys should, in theory, be feeling a little bit better in terms of rested recovery. So we'll hold this here, and then you guys can slowly let this down. I'm going to turn this timer off before my annoying alarm goes off, and we are going to transition down onto the floor. So like I was saying at the very beginning, we're going to be using a towel in today's stretch. Now you don't need this, but it does make a big difference because we're going to do an active hamstring stretch. So in place of a towel, you guys could use a strong band or really just anything that's tight like this, ideally a towel. We're laying down on our back like so, kind of in this bridging position with our legs bent up like so. And then I'm going to lift up one leg and take this towel, or whatever I'm using, and loop it around that foot. So if you're not very flexible, if you know you're kind of tight back here, you might want something longer because you might find that with like a shorter tea towel like this, when you hold this, it's very uncomfortable in this position. I'm pretty flexible in my hamstrings, so I'm okay here, but if I was feeling kind of tight today, or every day is different, I might grab a longer towel or maybe use one of my stronger bands to hold on instead. So we're going to get ourselves into this position here and point our toe down towards our face, which should amplify, make you guys feel this stretch back here a lot more. And we're going to just hold this here for about 20 seconds, trying to flex that foot down to our face, straighten out our leg, but it shouldn't be uncomfortable. And we're holding here. So what we're going to do now, the next 10 seconds, I'm going to try to kick this heel down, this one up here, down and away from my face. So I kick it into the towel. It doesn't actually move, but I can feel the muscles activating throughout the back of my leg. So I kick it away and I hold this for 10 seconds. And now I'm going to take a big breath in and then exhale and kind of relax. And it should feel more comfortable into this stretch because I just did that active situation and now I kind of relax and I should be able to sink into the stretch a little deeper or just feel more comfortable in it. So we're going to do that 2 more times. Nice inhale, exhale, and I activate this leg and I try to kick it away. My knee is soft. I don't want it to be completely locked out. Hold it for 10 and then you can relax the leg and see if you can sink in a little deeper into that stretch. So we'll do that 1 more time. Active, holding for 10 seconds. and then relax and pull in that leg or just breathe into it. So we'll come out of that one. You guys can take the towel, the band off, relax that leg down, and we're going to do the same thing now on the other side. So most likely, we all know we have one side that's stronger than the other. You're probably gonna have one side that's more mobile, more flexible than the other. So we'll see what's happening over on this side. We'll loop that towel around. Again, if I was feeling like this side was too tight, which actually it's okay, but if I was, I might wanna grab something a little bit longer. So we're gonna get into this position here and hold this now again for the 20 seconds, just relaxing into the stretch. Breathing into the stretch, and then we're going to activate that leg and kick it into the towel, trying to keep the foot flexed, but drive this heel down and away from your face. 10 seconds, and then relax, and we should feel a little bit more comfortable in it. So we're doing 3 of those activations total. 20 seconds where you hold into the stretch, and then 10 seconds on that active kickback. So we can start our second one, kicking, holding for 10 seconds, and then relaxing into the stretch and holding this here. We'll do our last one here, exhale and kick, and then inhale and exhale and relax into it. So you'll find that by the end of this, you'll feel, again, just more comfortable in this stretch more than anything else. So we'll take this last about 10 seconds here just to hold, and we can slowly bring ourselves out. I started when I did, and relax that leg. We're gonna sit up and just reinforce what we just did by sitting into this position here that we have been working on. So I'm sitting up. In terms of how wide my feet are, if you're not very flexible, you're gonna find that when you sit up like this, you're gonna be kind of rounded like this and you have to use your arms. So for you, what I would suggest is to widen up your feet, as it's gonna make it a lot easier for you to sit upright like this. If you are flexible, and if you can sit up like this, if you wanna feel it a little bit more in the back of the legs, we can bring your feet closer together. I mean, so much so eventually maybe they'll be all the way, but our back needs to be straight. So I wouldn't have anyone do this if they looked like this while they were in this position. I would widen them up so that they can sit upright with that position in their pelvis and their back. So we're reinforcing what we just did by just relaxing into this stretch without having to do anything. That's why I like this one, because you can just kind of sit into it. So if you want a little bit more stretch, you can walk your hands forward, but we'll try to keep our back as straight as possible. We don't want to be rounding through the back on this one so that we can keep the stretching focus on the hamstrings. So we're going to take about a minute just to hold this position, which we've already started. We'll just stay here for about 30 more seconds. And it should not be painful. And anytime we're doing any of these stretches, you should not feel any pain. If you're feeling the pain, we're just going to back off a little bit so that you're feeling tension. This one feels nice. Okay, I can stay here all day. So we're going to move on to the next one. There's 2 more we're going to do. Next one is for your glutes, the back of your hips, and then the last one's for those infamous hip flexors that we are always stretching out. So for this next one, ideally, I would like you guys to come up against a wall. Now, if you don't have a wall that, number one, you want to put your shoes on, or you just don't have a wall that you want to use, that's totally fine. You can do this without the wall, with the towel instead. But I like the wall because with the wall, again, you can kind of just relax into the stretch, and you don't have to think about things as much. So we're holding this here. We're going to have the same active, relaxed style stretch as we did with the hamstring, but we're going to think about this leg over here is going to be the moving leg. So stretching, holding this side, we should already kind of feel our hip over here, and we're just relaxing into the stretch. If you don't have that wall, you can take your towel or your arms and loop it around this leg here and just hold in the leg with the towel or with the arms. It doesn't matter. The towel is going to make it a little bit less stretch, whereas the arms are going to make it more. So we've been here for about 30 seconds. We're going to take the next 10 seconds to actively push this knee down using the muscles in our hip. So let's see if we can do that. And we're gonna hold for 10 seconds. So you should feel work happening in this hip over here, kind of burning, like your butt is working to keep that hip down, and that's exactly what's happening. So we're holding for 10, and then we're gonna exhale and release, and just breathe into this stretch. If you want more stretch, you might find as you go through that hold, it maybe feels like it's not stretching as much. You can just position yourself or kind of scooch a little bit closer to the wall, just a little bit. Little difference makes a, or little movement makes a huge difference. We're gonna do this 2 more times. So exhale and push the knee down. Breathing into this one. You can take about 5 deep breaths, and then you can relax. And we'll do 1 more. Active, pushing that knee down, feeling that glute, that hip work. Breathing. And then we will relax. And we're gonna finish off with a nice hold of at least 30 seconds holding this stretch. Again, if you wanna make it a little deeper, you can pull the leg in, or you can move closer towards the wall to feel that stretch more. So we'll take our time here, spending about 10 more seconds in this stretch. How you guys doing? Hopefully good. And then we're gonna switch sides. So you can switch sides. It has been the time. We'll switch to the other leg. Putting that heel on the knee, on top of the knee, and holding this here. So same idea, we'll spend the first 30 seconds just kind of breathing into this, sinking into this stretch. Oh, just perfect timing. So we'll breathe into this one here, you guys. Taking a nice big inhale, we'll exhale and drive that knee down away from your chest. Holding for 10 seconds, 5 deep breaths, and then we'll relax into the stretch. So we got 2 more sets of that. 20 seconds off, and then 10 seconds where we're pushing that leg down. So big inhale and exhale. We'll go for our second one, driving that knee down. And release. We got 1 more of those. Ooh, this side is certainly tighter than the other side. I'm feeling, I don't know about you guys. So we'll do our last one. Exhale, activate that hip, that knee, pushing it down. And then we'll finish off relaxing and holding for 30 seconds. So we'll take a couple deep breaths and slowly get ourselves out of this one. Woo! We got 1 more to do. Best for last. Most important for last. This last one is very familiar to all of us. We're going to do our hip flexor stretch. I folded up my mat. Take a knee, half kneeling position. We're going to pelvic tilt forward. Now yesterday and today we did a lot of stuff to lift our legs. And on Monday we did core, and yesterday we had that little cardio, and then today of course. So your hip flexors, they probably are requiring a stretch, a nice extended stretch. So we're gonna do 1 set. I'm just gonna have you guys hold about a minute on each side. But if for some reason you feel like you want more stretch, if you feel like your hips are kind of tight, or maybe your lower back's getting a little bit achy over the last few days of all the stuff you've been doing, I would suggest to do more than 1 set. But we're gonna do at least 1 so that we can get this one in. So I'm squeezing my butt the entire time to help produce an active stretch on the front of the hip. Now, if that squeeze makes this too much, then you can kind of release the squeeze. And you guys also note I'm holding onto the wall, just so I don't have to worry about balance. So optional, but helpful. So we'll take about 20 more seconds to hold this side. If you want more stretch and you're squeezing your butt and your pelvic tilting, we can extend those arms above our head And you shall feel it more through your hip, through your quad, maybe even a little bit into your abs. You're holding. So we'll take one more deep breath, and then you guys can switcheroo over to the other side, and we will do the same thing that you did on the first side over here. So definitely holding it for a minute. Active butt cheek on that other side. We want that pelvic tilt, which happens when we squeeze our butt, so either or both, and we're gonna hold this here. So breathing into the stretch, same idea. If you were lifting your arms above your head or whatever you did on the first side, we will try our best to do over here to make everything even. So we'll take about 20 more seconds to hold this stretch. Like I said, if you have 5 minutes, if you want to take a little bit more time to stretch out your hips, now is the perfect opportunity. You guys are nice and warm. We did all this stuff to warm up our joints, warm up our hips, so it is a very safe time to static stretch, to do these holding stretches because we're so warm. So you can slowly make your way out. Again, you guys are done with me. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to Dave and Darcy and her sister for coming out live. You guys are amazing. I will see you guys tomorrow if you're here. Upper body, legs on Friday. Have a great day, my friends. And if you are watching the replay, I would love to know that you're watching the replay. So please drop a comment below so I know who's following along after the lives. Thank you guys, and have a great day.